enchechen komo a private legal practitioner enchechen komo law no mo akwaba
Unya me joso
na law catch ma ye trenche pa panyin say e kwan ofa so yi the chief justice no emfa na kwamu pressure we say be na bibia asesa na
but I'm for akonya encha with development mentia one kasa and now yes and look now before some parties we demonstration and important say kind of say it was an exercise of their right your constitution emma your right you be demonstrating and I think and also reflect a very key principle or your concept of democracy, which is the principle of believing of thought. And if you say it will FIR, it will share fashion your opinion, it will share your opinion. So, and now the only idea, and it was in line with our constitutional right. Now, the second issue then will then be whether or not on basis, no reason to demonstrate, no, maybe a tenabwana. I don't know, say, a demonstration because the judiciary is under threat because of petition here, Ghana Fubi, a petition president say friends saying remove chief justice more. And so important say petition for it does not represent an attack on the chief justice in any way. Because then I say another principle so is underpinning your constitution here, the principle of probity and accountability. And on the basis of probity and accountability, on why it did to me because then to me a judge is news a Ghana for to me because the constitution say sovereign power be always say be in the light of SAR principles, Omuni na accountable to Yen, President accountable to Yen, MPC accountable to Yen, Judicial including the they are all accountable to the people of Ghana. So in the light of that, it will show your constitution Article 69, it provides ways that it will be President Nankasa. Article 97 provides ways that it will be parliamentarians. Now Article 146 provides ways that it will be judges of the Superior Court, including the city herself. Into a very preposterous, very disingenuous for anybody to make a communication that suggests, say, so be a petition, say, you know, attempt an attack on the judiciary. Also, young Kai say, in 2018, your president, former president, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, under similar circumstances, during the petition to remove the EC, which was also governed by Article 140. Yeah, and a war play also there were confiance built, and he was not saying deceiving us. It's true. Also, can your constitution I take discretion if president once we petition, president doesn't have a discretion. He must necessarily saying chaperone saying a procedure. So for me now it's now as a Ghanaian. The only idea that MP for the demonstration chair is a Omuni principle. And now, the demonstration chair kind of say, I just find the principle. Omunibi.
Kase, idea a funny principle, Omunibia, as Opesa or Chese, Ubiemua. It's faithfulness, commitment, Ubutaye, a year to say, on the side of Ghana Constitution, and the rule of law. Then 2018, if they're working, then 2018 they should also have demonstrated. In 2018 they should also have we say Shraj boss they should have demonstrated. They would the way and now about to say I don't want to go into whether or not right or wrong. I don't want to go on position or taking them. But going to me take position A and A. Not when take position B it's not. I don't know that's only principle. Okay, Lord now almost say fine. The president has gone through the legal process to remove the chief justice. That's all right. And we refer the matter to the Council of State to establish the prima facie case against the chief justice, and they have done it. And the charges are about chief justice, and the four political parties they say are frivolous because some are demonstrating no matter how Masadi no kokusia. Not just ye chief justice, ye na fuwa abre ni kwase ye sadino.
that preposterous because then can say a rule of law. A rule of law. Who's about the rule of the chief that you two issues? You the substance of it and the procedure. Procedure not apparently follow the substance. No, we choose for 5. That's out of 5. No, I'll call my question to the substance of the petition. No, Omuna NS Ejumano. Yeah, Omuna NS everything Ejumano. In for 5 now. Presidency Council of State have they start to go into the substance of petition? Baby, 2, the petition is meant to be in camera. Petition is meant to be in camera. All the so-called petitions now are around, no. For all intents and purposes, no. You say a purported petition because indeed if that's the petition, but it's meant to be in camera. They leakage. So you will be obeying the rule of law. That's friends, I don't know vanguard of the democratic principles. Not president, using the powers, not constitution, the man, our point among will be say, more substance. On what basis? And our political party also demonstrate against and say it is an attack on the.
But you can say the PPL nano a leakage. Share the government communicators ni bi abetra radio ni television so ama there demonstrators ne ka say frivolous no omo na ebo sa charges no ka kire yen say this and this charges are Council of State no they establish the prima facie case against the Chief Justice no the government communicators na kasa so ababonten abeka the same charges so they are also demonstrating against that the same charges na ka ho asem.
You see, so 2 issues. First of all, are they NDC communicators or government communicators? Then yes, separation. But government.
Okay.
Are they NDC communicators? Because NDC is the same as the government.
Okay. So, for example, Obi to say, lawyer Sami Jemfi, I sat somewhere and made that, allegation. I don't know, say me fair allegation. I say he made us to understand some of the charges here. Now, Sami Jemfi, government or is in the part of the government and also doubles as the communication director, the Master Democratic Congress. So if we are to take out the political aspect in the few Honma, is also into the government.
You see, beyond that, make a choice say president not pay the policy of constitution the man. You can't forget the man. 1.5. Thank you for 5 according to the substance of the allegations. Thank you for 5. Thank you for 5 no. So thank you for 5 no. Any even entrance according to the substance of the allegations. On what basis are you saying that process, it constitutes an attack on the judiciary, And that two, Sami Jemfi, CEO of the Gold Board, meaning himself or a government communicator, meaning himself for his Kwachofusu and a president spokesperson, and Amma Pratt, a vice president spokesperson, and the minister of various ministries, no war or more PRs. Yes, segregated government communicators from NDC communicators. Because your work, the executive function in Sano. Hey,
yeah.
Listen, even say Sami, I was saying the first the point is President said to for 5. So we're going to a substance or not of the allegations. Let's allow them to work. Now, it's not just about the substance people. They are attacking the entire process now. And I'm saying a petition by a Ghanaian asking for the removal of the CJ does not constitute an attack on the judiciary. That's because and I also know, like I'm saying, so if they really know this is their position, so I didn't in 2018. Hypocrisy. And I'm demonstrating more toxic hypocrisy. And we should not be afraid to tell them that.
Okay. All right. So, Law, Yabeda CP, Nyakopon Kahona, Mr. Ebre Comuna, Yabehia education is Yabesabo Akachibu, Nyakopon Shroud. All right. Lawyer appear Dankwa, a private legal practitioner, and I'm what to say, Yanana Twitching Common Sable Minimo Kase, the minority leader owura Alexander Afenyo Maakye police for atom nsa friend say enro ensemo a esi wa demonstration ase no on ba assist omo incident bi si a on bra no ba assist omo investigation na enche be sa kwa homa no so na ene mpanifo atwetwe nkomo na obetimi so akere wadwene number is 0550596929 0550596929 and no WhatsApp line and a text line no 0550567929 mubiano what the fa me be can ediama we will say what demo is dead on arrival petition by now in dustbin no time to waste resetting fuel dollar reduction our concern Danny Erifa Samakese and the buy or say thanks to Akufo-Addo we can read okay yankwa humano so tiawa yankwa humano so na yene lawyer Raymond Bidima entretchen komono so ye legal law lecturer our CAF University entretchen komono. Lord, thank you very much for joining us again. Now quickly tell us that four political parties yesterday mounted pressure on the president to reverse the idea or the process to remove the Chief Justice. Can this have a changes on the whole process?
Okay. A very good morning to you and your cherished listeners. It's always a pleasure being on your August platform. We need to let your cherished listeners appreciate the history of Ghana when it comes to demonstration, and why now it is a legitimate and a constitutional right of every Ghanaian actually to demonstrate. Now, you realize that in some time past, before you have to demonstrate, you need to seek permission before you could demonstrate. And so the elected persons have to constrain the right of people who have that legitimate right to actually demonstrate. If you could recall one important case, that was that NPP versus IGP, where NPP wanted actually to demonstrate, and the IGP at the time refused them their right to demonstrate. They went to court, and the court held that that is unconstitutional. So now it is not for any person who wants to demonstrate actually to go and seek permission from anybody. All you need to do is to just inform the police for them to provide you with men for your protection.
That's the Public Order Act 1.
Order Act, that's correct. So that is actually the history of the enactment of that Public Order Act.
Yeah.
So now it is the right, legitimate right, constitutional right of every citizen to actually demonstrate. And so what the four political parties did yesterday is within their right, legitimate right for them to actually demonstrate. But the question now is, why are they demonstrating? That is the most important and valuable question to be asked. Now, why are they going on the street? They have to be able to tell their followers that this and that are wrong, and that is the reason why we are out there to seek for the reversal of the process. And it is all about the suspension of the Chief Justice by the President, which the President, acting in consultation with...
Sir, not only the suspension, they want the President to reverse the attempt to remove the Chief Justice entirely, It is not only the suspension.
Now the question is, that is why I wanted to bring some background to the whole discussion, because before you will do anything in this country, it must be backed by law. And so it is not within the right of any individual to say that maybe this thing is right when you are doing it to party A, but when you are doing it to party B, it is wrong. Why do I say so? If we can all attest to the fact, this is not the first time we are testing the provisions in Article 146. The Article 146 has been used in this our Fourth Republic for the His Excellency, the former President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, even used that in the removal of some High Court judges in the Anas case, the Anas Arimiao expose case. It is the same process that he used, where when it comes to the removal of the Superior Court judges, not that of the Chief Justice, it is the CJ that determines the prima facie case against the judges, and then if that is established, then they can now go ahead to remove. And you could recall when the petition was sent to the CJ at the time, they used the same process that President Mahama is using today in the establishment of prima facie case. And so they use it, and they realize that those judges were actually guilty of the offense, and then they were removed. Now, can the demonstrators be able to tell the good people of Ghana what aspect of the law, as it is contained in Article 146, that the president has actually violated, and for which reason the president should stop it? And mind you, this is not the very first time somebody is even bringing
sir. Could it be possible for me to come in? When you listen to the demonstrators and those who demonstrated yesterday, in fact, they are not. Most of them were not talking about the process. Some of them, I listened to some of them. They thought that the president got the process right, but according to them, they demonstrated because of the charges, the prima facie case that was established by the Council of State against the Chief Justice, and they think that that charges are frivolous, and if they sat down, they sit down for that happen, I think that the Chief Justice could be removed, illegally.
How many?
So they are demonstrating against the charges, not the process.
But how many of them, as it stands now, can tell the charges that are preferred against the Chief Justice? Because the Constitution said that all the process from the time of presentation of the petition till the determination of the substantive matter, all these processes must be in camera. Now, if it must be in camera, who has the benefit of seeing what is contained in the petition? I saw a lot of things on the social media that people sought to say that they are the petition against the removal of the Chief Justice. But as to whether or not that is what the president is working with, as it stands now, you and I, we cannot tell. And so if we cannot tell, then how can one tell the kind of petition, the right petition that is being used by the president, in order for anybody at all to go on the street to demonstrate? For me, I think this is prejudicial. This is premature. Anybody who actually seeks to do justice, anybody who seeks to follow the rule of law, will have to wait when the process is finished, right? And we all have the benefit of getting the petition. You see, there is a robust inbuilt mechanism in the Constitution as to how a person who is aggrieved by the president in the removal process will follow. Why don't we take that, but rather seeking to stifle the process by asking the president, as it stands now, to stop what he is doing?
Okay, sir. We haven't cited the petition. The charges against the Chief Justice, but some of the government communicators, in the person of lawyer Sami Jemfi, was on television and radio stations. Made us to understand some of the lines and the charges against the Chief Justice. Can't we use that one too? Because one is into the government, and two is also the NDC communicator, National Communications Director. So if you are to take out the political side from it, that considering him as a NDC communicator, that can be can also be based on rumor. But somebody who is into the government, if you consider that he's into the government and telling us some of the charges against the Chief Justice, can't we use that also as well?
Well, I don't know if he was actually speaking for the president. It is one thing speaking for the president, and I know the president spokesperson. in person of Honorable Felix Wachi Fosu. I don't know if any other person can also come and communicate the mind of the president in this regard, because I feel that as a communicator, I can also be a communicator of a political party tomorrow, and I can go out there and speak anything in the name of the political party. But could that actually represent the position of the party? And again, I don't know. Is it all the communicators of NDC that have been given
but he's not a mere communicator. He's a director of communications at for the National Democratic Congress, and also
he is a communicator and a national communication officer of the political party and not a government.
Okay, fine, but yes, that's what I said. That he doubles as a gold board chief executive or executive director, as so taking that issue to the government.
And that is what I'm saying, that it is one thing to be in government and to be part of the government, to speak the mind of the government. And there is another thing where we know that you are the legitimate person who has to speak for the president. I don't know. And again, my question is, like you are saying, he was only giving us or giving the public, I don't know, I've not listened to him anyway, whether he was coming out to tell us what the content of the petition is, or maybe he was only saying some of the things he may know. And I don't even know how he got to know, because again, it should be in camera, right? Now, for me, I feel in all this, if anybody goes to any media space to say anything, it could be a speculation.
Okay.
It could be a speculation until the whole process is finished and we have the benefit of all of us going through the merit of the case. I don't think that anybody will be saying anything right. Let us all exercise our patience. Let us wait for the process to go on. You see, and like I kept on saying, that there is a process through which anyone who is aggrieved at the end of the day, he could pass and then reverse the whole process. Mm-hmm. And look, we have a judiciary that, for me, if you ask me as a lawyer where I stand, we have a judiciary that is capable of. And mind you, even the people who are in the Council of State, we have a former Chief Justice. We also have a former Speaker of Parliament and other notable, respectable Ghanaians. And in consultation with those people, I don't believe that anybody will seek to do anything on his own. No, I don't believe so. Okay. Let us wait. Okay. Let us wait. It will not be too long. And like I kept also saying, that the suspension is not sine qua non to removal of Chief Justice. The fact that the Chief Justice has been suspended, no one should translate that into the removal of Chief Justice. There are two different things. Okay. She is asked to step aside within the pendency of the or determination of the matter, and that cannot be equivalent to what sacking of the Chief Justice. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Law.
Thank you so much for having me. You have a good day.
God bless you. That was lawyer Raymond Bidima, law lecturer, CAF University, and I'm not saying on a train commander. Sabri, short time now is 8:06 on 92.9 megahertz. Kessben. We are also live on Kessben TV, DSTV channel 364, Go TV channel 121. Sisi amana kasa idiot. See the money na money no. From best 3 days ni ana ya announcement. I say the former general secretary at the New Patriotic Party in the person of Ura John Buadu be joining our studio na matters arising. Yana nanya 1-on-1. Menemo kasa Chama John Abba. Ni ene be twen komo etu o asembusa bia nso betimi dia aba amya kenkan dia ma. Go to Facebook and search for Kessben TV. Kessben TV program be yaba o kire wadre de fa ha ya be kenkan dia ma. Sanso na WhatsApp line no 0550596929 0550596929 and a normal text line SU 0550567929 0550567929 Mubiano. What the Fahonoman? Yebekin kai Eddie amount. Ye fem Nana Frimpong Ziega. Sabre de Uncle Joan Chasi Chama Mwakwaba.
Majors na mohot say.
Nyakopa daroma biabako. Is oba Kessben achu.
Enyasem.
Because ye ba hanum na obema yakwa baby. If you all ma hanum bi.
No crebe ni nyina unze adwuma no de eti no. Na sometimes depend on nyema ekoso ne sibia nyema ne city. Nye bibia na sebi. Ohu abeka ho asem. Sometimes na issues are yankofo ni betumi discuss ya na o se omo nso no na yentumi trans afebo until you need to give opportunity for others also to learn on your feet and all that and no can in addition to other things
na quickly o buy ni din komo ye ni lawyer Bidema Twenko a law lecturer at CAF University. And we say utie be kakra. I'm now a demonstration I say, and we have seen a lot of videos that koswa. No when near brain now church no memu dia. We will ask you some questions about the demonstration and say be now all can near dia. Kache, why do we have to demonstrate against the president, whereby the president has gone through the legal process to remove the Chief Justice? What were you demonstrating against?
You medase. Demonstration by any, whether an individual or entity or organization, can be political, can be any entity, rights of those individuals. They can even say abane there or juma abane dino omone jehunti na omo demonstrate. Ometumi aka say omone jehunti na omo demonstrate. Ometumi aka say ko omone hwe kra ye na omo person omo demonstrate. So as for demonstration there nobody has the right to say denti na uko demonstration. And it is not up to anybody to determine whether the issues being raised are right or wrong. They can raise the issues that are wrong and demonstrate about it.
Yes.
No, okay. You know, a friend say organized labor. So I'm demonstrating against government and asking government to declare state of emergency almost 2 weeks to elections. It is their right. Bojemuye pa abaya oko election. Now organized labor say on declare state of emergency on Galamsey. They are buying it here. What's the motive behind it? But hey, that's what they decided to do, and nobody after that they have the right to do so. In the demonstration now, and with that background, nobody can question whether or not the demonstrators have right or wrong. Nobody can question whether he has some beko. Won't to be uncle be at an OV. What damage then? Makane answer no. Now for me ba the content of the demonstration. Demonstration no may be divided into two.
No problem.
First one Chief Justice Asema King, which I'll compare. And termination bebrebe koso. My main termination in few on term. We are now focus now say it is only the Chief Justice Nasem. Until the ka say kra one can no. But no ye yin for more than 10,000 a day between 7 January to date, which touches the individual or more livelihood. I great. And this one, I think that there's a need for you to have a conversation with the Public Service Commission. By the Constitution, say appoint you obi to public service, particularly head Director General, DJ, and all those places now. Now say occur through Public Service Commission. In addition to green paper, there's someone a white paper, and a public servant. And his change as a public servant must not depend on the existence of one government or the other. And Nuntin Abekaya, 2017, one chief executive be try case in court, and the court rules say Aban ni who quite sources and as chief executive.
Yeah, I remember.
They also think Aban and it's either over transfer no. But there are as part of conditions of service and so there are other means you to me this because for instance, and I tell people, say, look, Aban na appoint you. Even the same Aban na between I say what disappoint you. Sometimes it is done on a very flimsy and no explanation is given, which is also wrong. Yeah. Because what we are employee, you know, to make sure my buying your condition within 2 months, you know, opesa ujaya, utumi jai. Then till I buy no employee there or no person or you idea or to me UAD, but with some conditions. But in this case. Nothing. Hey, I point. She said, "Wow, no cry no. Young can't just say you a depot, but any appoint to be the number." And a processor. Me was Ziega. You're 2 about the 7th. By 10th, I mean, who say, NDC winning. No, me friend, me driver, master. Car on the mine, no share, no putting in order. The following day, for call or the call and not the obey receiver manner. Receipt say we receive cash say it's in good condition on your the baby. The following day not the coin. To me man say January man immediately I'm the coin.
But chairman say a appointment ni be a political appointment.
Yeah.
So political appointment you know say Aban for are you saying that they cannot make any change?
A political appointment you know e wo mu mie no. Yeah wo omo no president you know appointee omo call. Maybe it is a chief of staff, appointees in the
ministers,
Jubilee House, ministers. Almost autonomous to the term of office of the president. It's almost there, but almost appointee almost what abiding more almost go through public service, you know, through interview in your man there, and yeah. Almost term of office and end with the president, and that has been determined by the Supreme Court.
So you say no, you could have stayed.
Me say no. If I wanted to stay here, can I go through Public Service Commission? Now Public Service Commission, I'm a white paper no. Then if I wanted to stay, I will stay. Yeah. But what the government will do, will also look at the terminating clause of my appointment. Now one mommy, maybe 2 months, 3 months, say because me am a bank say for one reason or the other, or sound to be sound. But there are conditions that are laid down by the Public Service Commission in Mrano, and they've kept so quiet. They've kept so quiet on it.
I see.
Maybe they also want to protect their positions because they are still there. You understand? Because you get people to come before you. Me, I decided not to go because me say Abino and people we near Ziega how men call. Say NDC we near men call. Why do I waste my time and go for?
Because when we call GTA, I say GTA, you know, Ghana Tourism Authority. There's a chief executive there, and you were the 2 deputies. The 2 deputies were not political appointed. Said the fancy Mr. Kwesi Ajima. One day he was appointed by the president, but the two deputies, were public workers. Are more rising to become the deputy. But Yasako appointed another.
They're say. Just our share regulations set it up or act GTA, up GTA. So regulation no much say president appointed chief executive and in the 2 deputies. It doesn't matter whether you rose through the rank. Who rises through the rank, I will do directorship. But to be appointed as deputy chief executive, if that's what their regulation says, you must be appointed by the president. Even though they were workers there or they've risen through the ranks, they had the appointed. It's a Ziega, for instance, a deputy that is almost a general manager for operations. He's been working there. He used to be corporate affairs manager. He used to be this, used to be that, and all that. And I appointed, as general manager operations. General manager is equivalent to a deputy director general operations. But Aban president appointing no go through public service commission requirement interview and all that. And no, he becomes, or even though appointment from the president, he become a permanent civil service person. A buying for bar any so But this one, they remove all of them, just as you are giving an example. But no for me, me problem. And no. Sebi to court circle and castle is. Let me tell you.
Uncle La Paz now.
Kofi Frimpong Ziega is as anything. You understand? Who decided to up say who cut through that appointment to that level? And no many problem with him. Even if say and use the right procedure. I'm saying you cry. I mean, said that any problem, Papa be our. But where a cut down. If you are director of finance, HR, almost HR personnel in most of these SOEs, has been removed. A cut down to messengers and drivers.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's fair. Because we are sad. That's why the last time I granted an interview with one of your radios, I say, oh, okay, so say now, there. So this is your Council of States, chiefs, religious organizations, CSO. So be I you go for over 10,000. Into young fan say, "Sani a penno." This year as our buying be bar, irrespective of whatever condition, any terms of your employment, just because you are appointed. Between the time I buy and buy, it to me you are. So sanity there, then we should take it as such. Next idea to be our MPB Besaba.
The Council of State, this our son or my business.
Council of State, I'm saying idea behind Council of State, we've been able and money to bastardize it. Say, share composition of the Council of State. And I was say ufa any regional assembly say no. So if we do honorable say na ye chief executive for her. The coordinating director na also musia electing
from the district.
This is not done. Where it is even done, the political authority at that time are able to remove certain people from the list. It happened in Ashanti region. It is election. I was say assemblies, representing us as a people. It will be elected citizens from the region to represent the region, politically, and koso. Because you see, the constitution said that in addition to that election of that 16, Abayanso appointed 16.
Yeah.
It is Abayan appointed 16. 16 now, it is expected to come from the people. The person can be MPP, can be NDC, and also it's removed. It's hijacked. Look at what happened in Kumasi. Look at what happened in Kumasi. That the police was sitting down or standing down and got this to happen. Tax from the NDC disrupted the process. There was security. You see, all these pointers are here, pointers are creating some challenges in the future. You know why? Because from what is happening and the fact that you have to about December 7th, now one constituency, Ablekuma North, the previous IGP and the current IGP has refused to provide security for the Electoral Commission to declare one constituency. Polling stations are where You remember that the NDC went and bent the Electoral Commission on office or allege anything. MPP ni ben mama enya sa.
Baba chairman.
Me say MPP ben ya ye nim say ye win seat no. Na ye MPP yakwahye o.
Baba chairman ye danya ne ye ne yakwakwahye.
We danya ne.
Na investigations are by police for investigation ekodi na no. Obi ameka nche ye say certain people be na akwakwahye.
Police investigation whatever.
Oba say
we
had an interviews here.
They say Frere police commander, either IGP, PA or whoever. Some of your investigation, whatever. Your investigation, whatever. Some kind people in a coin and get your investigation.
How do you determine NPP in a win here? Meanwhile, there's no declaration.
No declaration. No. Why do we have polling agents at the polling stations? Why do we insist by the CI say a two about we are pasty the pink sheet on an open area at the polling station? Our citizen be wet. Are we serious about the process?
Can collect and do his own tabulation again.
Agents no MPP agents be and your NDC agents. There are other agents. Representing political parties and individual independent candidates. I mean, Gini say we x raised to the power 3 plus xy raised to the power 2 plus sy plus 1 plus 2 equal to 0 equation here. A simple arithmetic. I am saying, say can get MPP na win here, get kind of dada, get quality dada.
You declared that.
You declared that. So for us to sit down, now I was building a point. Say, 5 months after elections, now Electoral Commission akase oma ye krado, per security protection to declare just one constituency. President into him be that no can once them, not even once.
And we are depriving the people of
Ablekuma
North
representation. President, strangely enough, President, why assembly member? Why a member of parliament? Where the deputy minister? Where the minister? Where the vice president? Who the president? Who president now? Who the crowd? Where the mienu dada? Who me and Sansuni? Be back in the fourth one or so. So as we discuss, he has strangely enough not passed any comments of a constituency. I have to obey. Electoral Commission on crap polling station results ni nyina nko nka say ye man police protection now on find declare results.
But can't we also say because of the tension or the magnitude of the tension?
What tension?
Ebia ye twentwen so kakra tension e ba for ma ye betimi
what tension? Ye to aba 7 December. Tension wo baby
yeah.
Until say you create tension. As a basis for not acting, then we'll create tension in all the 276 constituencies in 2028, so that there wouldn't be any declaration, not only by parliamentary candidates, the presidency as well. Kessben. Say by 6 December, there's a vacuum. You don't have a president in Siswa. There's no president.
Yeah.
And you can imagine the chaos that this country can be thrown into. Okay. So, I didn't hear the call, say you'll be shining very in a narrow area. So they will discuss here, Papa say we are jumping the gun now. Very narrow. Very, very narrow. Because, say, election yet to aba na ebimu betumi organize tax to prevent the declaration of the election. Na there na ochire no ntumi nkochire o. There will be total chaos in this country. Total chaos. And I can tell you, me, John Boedu, with the work that I have done over the years, there's no way say me wo ho na yato aba. I will not provide protection for my party people who are voluntarily working for this party at the polling station, at the collation center, both at the district, region, and national. Because one yes, na leader na saying you are putting the lives of our people in danger. That's why when I became the national organizer of the party, taking a cue from what has happened over the years, polling station, na pamonko for unknown polling stations. Say, look, me with my background, it will be unconscionable. Say me as national organizer of the party, never to a now within 48 hours. Me and Kasa as a party, me doing collecting results. It will never happen. And if there's a problem, I hear Kokota. We go there with our reports, our collected results from our pink sheets. Pink sheet those times was around 37,000. That I cannot assemble people. 37,000 that can do simple arithmetic for me. That can collect the pink sheets for me. At the constituency level, at the regional level, and at the national level. That's not as anything. To get that done is to provide enough security. We are dealing with NDC. John Mama will tell you that when it comes to violence, there's no party in Ghana that can unleash more violence than they are. And if you are going to an election with such people, you must prepare and train as far back as the year 2000. As part of our arrangement, it's na 20 years time, 10 years na perform sir. You ask yourself, say, why? As far back as 2000. Knowing what happened in 1992 and 1996. In addition to our structures towards election, our polling agents my backup. Be a friend, a supporting group at each and every polling station to protect the agents from onslaughts and attacks of our opponents.
Okay.
And it worked perfectly. You see, so say we sisi na yente ho hwe obia yedin one constituency yen declare for 5 months your council of state, your council of den, your national den, your peace council, your whatever na obia yedin. Yes, what it means say ebedu 2028 no. Just as some of us are not part of this process. Okay. Because you see, Nkoforma and omo volunteer say omo be ye juma ama party no. You must provide protection. Okay. To abanso no, their votes must count. Yes. We'll talk about going for the party and say, but quickly my main touch now what demonstration I say, and I'm told say the minority leader Honorable Alexander Maakye police are inviting so on by assisting a far investigation behind busy now what actually happened. Frankly Uze a court Supreme Court na if you are parliament you be do parliament man co inside. Okay. They say they may call your friend is saying you do Jubilee House me call inside. We man ko inside me nko for 18 come frankly because say to me I'm a honest assessment of what happened. Just said the amati say or no aka. Now police and so say my share footage is being they are inviting. If they are inviting him, I don't think that it is out of place. He can be invited. But this kind of invitation, invite to now over corner, chicken and assing and say detain and all that. That's what we will rise up against. But now, if it is a normal invitation, he has access to his lawyers, even though he's a lawyer himself. Nobody has a problem. Indeed, frankly, because I made to me, I can't answer na me boa.
Okay. Your friend say all this while, me nebiana missing me nyawa. Me busa this question because normally we jina baby you talk about President Mahama. You see, our kasa ikwa kana say what now mama yasha want me provide this security for us to declare one constituency, deprive public not for representation. Tell us, do you suspect President Mahama say removing of Chief Justice no normal Sudan. They said enkofo kabino. Say o suspect say President Mahama engineer ne tetem.
Answer na meba enono so no. Apart from President Mahama's own character and behavior, no, he is a president is a product of a political party.
Yeah.
Into the history of that political party, any civil must be put in perspective. Answer you to me whether or per se or engineer in the term or not. You see, this is NDC.
Yeah.
NDC is coming out of PNDC.
Yeah.
Yeah. PNDC over the years, any problems with the Ghana Bar Association and the judiciary as a whole.
Yeah.
And even though we always say, obi even yaku dita, judiciary ni ye baby yen tan touch papa. Until you can see from coup d'etat in 1966, 71, 75, and all that. Judiciary ni dear because that's our last hope as citizens of the country. Do share the see judges, miensa, and one ex-military officer. Yetumechi omo under curfew. Yetumi koku omo. Nyanyame and a man sio to dana. Nkabesi nne no yeso mayira. Omo ye investigation in Yamano. It pointed to government of the day involvement. At least major PNDC member baako America.
Up to na ni hunu baby of 5 years.
O to me then o to me rise.
Yentene ka.
O yentene ka say.
Aduma kunya me chemu na yato omo ka de ba oni de yentene ka.
Eka ho. Na o tracy ngomo yeku ngomo ya. Usha na omo di asem bi e affect June 4th rain no. Usha Obano there was an issue. Justice Granting nursing mother. And I'm saying Akramati say man be Granting why resign as judicial secretary also. I'm told say neba. You know. Ushe captain na ex-military officer na. Na che say amate kwe nya problem because na ex-military officer na human resource manager wa Giok. Na amate kwe mo demonstration omo ko nom parliament 40 de ne sanse hunu no man jina ne na asu yi ne di no enti na omo de ne ka ho. Nanka judges assembly then. So you realize no matter how you rationalize it, no matter how you try and hide this thing, a idea, a dark spot for the PNDC. Utresi eba, okay, 2009 NDC sambaye. They wanted to charge people on trump up charges. A court now. Now the get said the just attorney general. A court now fast and papa be anko. Well more power. We say set it up Ghana at 50 committee as a commission. As part of the terms of reference, what role was CSL? Obi appear before that commission, and some of the canon name or cannot be used against the person in a proper court of jurisdiction or courts. Yeah. Cannot. We don't go for Baha. In some of the can or no account boom say, oh, the other courts. Clearly, no judge worth his or her sort who entertains such a thing. They started having problems with the court. And on a man, chairman, national chairman then. And I'm surprised about this man you spoke with. Saying, if you want to contribute to public discourse, don't be biased. Yes, I'm a friend. We saw here public discussion about BBI Koso. Un declares support to NDC. So then the go for what ben with the omoka no they won't take. Now won't take no there who say demonstration. Won't take no we are there who say demonstration. And then the national chairman of the NDC clearly frustrated because omo campaign also ombe jelly MP before omo we said the ekoso ya
Dr. Kwabneji at that time nyame fa ne crazy ya
I can say hey there are so many ways of killing a cat. Strangely enough na Chief Justice in Yoruba
Judge Nawood
omo try compare say or pensioner or retire so ombe yina said the ekoso ya Oba no crowd em say why police ni kakra nti na ne eden nti ba just anko zibi o mutata no ngono an ebejai nti eno abesen ye beto abaya not once not twice anytime His Excellency the President benya opportunity to speak about the judiciary oka say Akufo-Addo a party court to advise NDC lawyers to also go on the bench in his view to balance it. Yes sir, Akufo-Addo aban say omu lose power. I don't know how he was thinking say yes sir the omu court
like they want if they want to prosecute the past government and
at one of such meetings with their lawyers who can see so say Chief Justice and there's a recording video recording which is available. We could jam and make sure my phone so or say Chief Justice ombeyiro. Inti sedi pano ushe baby omu fi eba. Challenges are and they've always had problems with Ghana Bar Association. To the extent that Ward Brew Ekotoye Bar Association of Ghana wanting to go behind the Bar Association and this is what they are pushing now. They suggested say Bar Association, Ghana Bar Association, DIY constitution, yensesa. You know why? Because Ghana Bar Association was institutional representation in some entities in this country. So, for instance, so far Ziega say Ghana Bar Association was one rep also. Ufa Council of State, Ghana Bar Association, Ufa regional. Judicial service now also and a lot of the entities for good reasons it is CA of Ghana they have representation in some of the entities. In my honest view who check the company's actor and insist as part of the subcommittees of most of the state entities, they must have what we call audit and risk committees. And these audit and risk committees, even in addition to SEC regulations, must be chaired by chartered accountants. Even if it is not in their regulations now, in my honest view, I will say all the state entities must have chartered accountants on their board. In addition to that, they must be chairing the subcommittee of audits and risk. Right. In much the same way, if even not Ghana Bar Association, lawyers in all boards are must have them. You see, if you do that, and that's why I'm branching a little into governance. If you do that, some conform we are professionals, Now they not to audit committee or a chairman, Some conform we are lawyers, Odo 2 committees, so they are heading remuneration and employment or whatever subcommittee, They are expected to ensure say entities will adhere to corporate governance issues. Okay. It is a entity will honor 2 years on prepare account and now on your audited account. That person or your accountant or what's on or you bet me a charging for not ensuring say company nka bebrebe aye huni mistakes bebrebe nka bebre enkoso sa from where I sat with it is coming back to NDC4 problem with the judicial historic.
So you are you saying that they just want to take away the chief justice?
Yeah, but develop way president naka say oba obey chief justice okay. Constitution they say constitution they say obia petition say yen chief justice na I was a president who forward this petition to come council of state. Council of state so is made up of president appointee 16. Maybe I also in your balance as a people no as a process na nya nko for egu ansa Ghana Bar Association for ex or former chief justice former IGP say hwe former ni nyina ma obekwa akohwe no achuzu de be no you know that and it is not peculiar to the NDC MPP say amongst all the former chief justice ubehwem ahwe de because
Madam Sophia Kufu was all over the place. I mean, because of domestic exchange bond issue.
See, for this man to say the fact say former chief justice, former speaker, why do ajao? Former speaker, why? And also, Michael Quinn also. Do ajao? Do ajao na also? Do ajao so be speaker? You who the judgments? Apart from who the judgments, is true NDC person. And if they are on it, what do you want to tell us? So, it's Council of State, so we know who they represent. I can say 96-98% are NDC. We'll be an over to a challenge. Obey to me a challenge. Now, our office now you penny. As for petitions there, Uji petitions baby. Inti nyasa uji petition na wada no conveyor belts. Na ode akoma council of state. Nyasa council of state no. Omo adwuma e wo so omo ye no kra. I can come to me nya. Because as we speak now, obi kra so betu a petition say me you know, ode be akoma council of state. Inti at that process no, who ho kwan say obehwe President Akufo-Addo petition ni be by sir. The share na stop tant share kakra no or the Council of State. Council of State say petition is not weighty enough. And to determine prima facie case, no threshold, no anything. You see, Osha Constitution, because of how important the office of the Chief Justice needs it in, you know, and one share. Because answer na yebeka say ye Chief Justice no. Na was say yeah asema a word dupa. Now because of that institution, you know, Constitution say yen fancy yen in camera. Because possibility of people bringing frivolous cases against Chief Justice no high. We no be aba say wakoji obi girl wakoye say assuming say in the office of the president they should not behave as if we've all not worked there before. It's never true. Because one kasa they open the only say your mama and kasa na throw petition or demand home. Because they open na ya trouble no. They are no penal and they are trouble no. Then I say you no engineer. They open no. Ne trouble and I can know. Say, and no penny petition about against the Chief Justice. Why did you decide to select this one? And no, Papa, no say constitution when they interest say President be ban also or PBBA. Ya throw constitution him say they may penal ya trouble me I fanko. So you will not see that in the constitution, even though the constitution is clear. Eba yam fanko. Who say yeah no? Cause former Chief Justice also. Yes, in the part 31, no. Ono kwa recuse no.
You say yes, sir.
What answara? I organize a program about a week ago on this process, Nenema. So for Akufu say the constitutional provision for the removal of justices and higher superior courts for no unfair. Papa no want no. O say unfair. No creating so no. Yes, yeah, they yeah. No one nyina say prima facie case has been established. Onon kwa or your former Chief Justice. Also we yiri away from. That should tell you something.
Yeah.
Because who to me say former Chief Justice we no or you'll be a support to your buying. I personally, to be fair with her, can also not say on support to your buying.
Baba, Chairman, and yet because it be a Chief Justice, no Oshama or Sayo Ba, now Obejina Mubi ma be a judgment be go into removal of a Chief Justice or also your banty
at her level, no,
on your side
or on your bar on your bema. Because to rise through the rank to become Chief Justice, no, in my beba before you, in my beba before you. If you are taking decision based on the fact that you're bad, I bema, me say yeah, she has risen her beba. So for her to say, me recuse me home, not only ending there, or some making public statement says our process no, unfair. We are Ghanaian, now you're citizen. It must alarm you.
Oh, okay. All right, my men here in jump is here at time no. And we will say good morning, Mr. Ziega. Mr. John Boadu. I'll say good morning to Mr. John Boadu. Please tell him I have missed him a lot. My question is he happy with the current administration of the NPP as compared to his time? My name is Father from Dunkwao, Akwaboso, and Ode Abba. Messages ni bebre Abba, but ye move on. We'll say good morning. Mr. John Boadu is not the rejected by his own party because of his he should give us a break. Okay. Oh no more messages. But Chairman, NPP new patriotic.
I said last one. John Mama Ghana rejected in the year 2016 by close to 1.6 million votes. This is all support. So as I'm but you and I mean yes say
Nimo college so the aba or also the same thing. Or say, tell Mr. John Boadu, we are solidly behind you like a school bag. Okay. The more Francis messages to be bad for you, but yanko chaban no credit back up. But me kasa se answer. Uko social media. Se uti se ubia post you a picture and as your account once a man. Who read the commentaries now? It's like people love you. People wish that you come back to NPP executive office. Any idea? A lot, and I'm joined to a lot of WhatsApp platforms. We share discussions. It's like people want you back. No credit back up. This is not agenda, not the because say something we say meka. It is all over the place. A deity now free and call for person samba.
I say very we are na I was say a shift to call MPP.
No problem. Because the time.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, we give you one now.
Maybe I should get another time to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm say the entire me GD say and call for a casano. My dedication towards my work. Because me ye juma me hwe chen yo and bibia me ye bia no just me se me yem ma ye ye. I spend almost all my time to make sure say there me ye bia no me ye ma ye me ya de so I me dream nepe me dream the repercussion of their me ye into the future.
Yeah.
So, nti obi oni me aye ejuma bia no. Ondim how the mistake ebia me ye is also not to look at myself.
Yeah.
And project me ho wonema my because I can tell you in this party this thing about slots say yaba bemu or say a share party for yes sure say maybe see that. I mean, I was national youth organizer in 2005 to 2008. When John one slot, so yeah, there will be police there. No, never. It hasn't happened. Me who that me come here, maybe see that. You win hereby. I insisted. Say every constituency must be given the opportunity. The 2017, 2018, COVID no. So can you COVID the bear more America corner? A year we are Inca at the end of our 8 years, we can say in each and every constituency, Nipa 8, if you in addition to what other people can also bring. We will organize a same more school feeding. I say so because this school feeding by 2007 2000. Now me tell man provisai. Me be say akwejuma. Be say 5:30 a.m. Satana traffic up and you want sorry tell me to me. Yeah, constituency chairman. No ni na magbogro CD. I'm say now much you here there. So me school feeding. Who be man who school feeding? Now I say anything. Me say no, dear buyer. Speaking of the president, every Cuban organizer, constituency organizer, and the deputies in Yinara and the officers are ma constituencies ne region na yemfa school feeding e mo yenyi mema no enfio youth employment informal youth organizers no you know the districts youth organizer the deputy at the regional level youth organizer and the deputy even at the national level anything akodua ebeye why no chief executive because he was a regional youth organizer for Ashanti region. Say amongst them we inquire. Some of them remain Greater Accra. They all remain as regional coordinators for YE. NADMO. We say, hey, young farmer organizers. So my regional organizers became regional NADMO coordinators, Tamale, Eastern region. Some of them move on when became ministers. My regional chairman, deserve somebody ministers, no. Most of them move as ministers. Secretaries, no, yes, Maslock, NHIS, they should be there. I insisted, say, your constitution provides, say, all secretaries, constituent secretaries, regional secretary must be paid, must be given allowance. I make sure it happened. I make sure say party bring resources to run. Now they should not be at the mercy of just their MPs and MMDCs in there. But MMDC is in there, man. Also, almost challenges. Until the moment party becomes at the mercy of them, they can't exert their authority and work. So I work out a program plan every month, right from 2018 to time I be fear them. Every month, constituency be 5,000.
Wow.
Every month.
And your party nisika.
I know your party nisika. Yeah, source within. Until I know you 1,000 secretary. You 500 to run with 3,500. It's at the disposal of the executives. It was instituted. It was instituted for the first time in the year 2020. All constituencies, regions, we are brand new pickups for their work. First, in the year, I high car, buy purchase. We are near Gigi, and I use old cars. No. At the regional level, wow, this level, and this guy making a barrier constituency, a big region. Depending on the size of the region, 70,000, 80,000, 40,000 every month. Every month. In terms of logistics, depending on the size of the region, 10 cars, 5 cars. For the first time in the history of our party, or apart from the national chairman, we told Land Cruisers Mobia. And you're buying here. Source the money. You see, me can't name but these things I won't tell you. I can't come on radio and say, it's me call election, go for you. At the papa now, my no cry, no use again see me. 5,000 on my home. Can I say, me and Kamema 10,000? Me and Mema 20,000. Party friends, hey, open my 5,000. Uber wait to my 10,000. Hey, not just a meeting wedding. That's a John Boyd any pabone. Me so to me be church because party never be I shall be church ma creative problems for you.
But there's a one upon all these things that you did. One thing and then comfortable cheaper say you didn't allow people to contest some of the appointees and some of the members of parliament be now so constituents ni be abre na o share do one man one contest or no count
party you manage party. By 2018, one thing I'm in because I've been national officer of this party for a very long time. My steady NDC for more problems between MMDCs and MPs. Over the years, say MMDC person between the sitting member of parliament. They come on from ground farmer. So we're working towards that. My bomb pushy say MMDCs are baby was sitting members of parliament. Some person contest as MPs resign 2 years before the time. And no the peace Kessben. 2020 senka idea man fa niema bi antutu kwama ka 137 ye nya say me be be an contest say they have the right to contest. Don't they have the right to contest? Obian contest nka obi who the kind of challenges and gebenya towards 2020 elections. Apart from that, constitution prevent General Secretary, National Chairman, and National Treasurer to become members of Parliament or presidents unless they resign. The enemy who say, "Nkofo contest for constituency chairman, wako primaries, we who popularity on the constituency o winni we are and China do 6 months now. You be to parliamentary. No we jai chairman no abedi wabe contest in the MP." or contest for secretary, no jai secretary, no abe diwe, or contest for treasurer. There are a lot of problems. MPC nya omo asum jekra. So we extended this clause in our constitution at the bar down to the region and the polling and the constituency. So wow pe so udi obeye MP no. Member contest for chairman. Train eduha no abe contest. That also brought a lot of challenge, a lot of peace. Problems and giving towards 2020 no. With this alone no, and man also bar from coupled with their year for MMDCs no. Masa, politics na enya grow. Why you very careful? Look, let me tell you. In 2020, you winning. You snatched 17 seats from the NDC. These are seats you winning that.
So
like Amasama, Daboya Mankrago, Yo, Tripon, you winning better check. Karaga, Adesuhaya. So winning seats from 92 winning be that we winning the year 2020. There may be some reasons in there to winning. ABNDC for no and your primary CA. ABM candidate Omon Pedon, ABA Omo AUB Fimo Mantia
independent.
Independent. This are seats 17 now. You win that you win. You don't just throw them to primaries. You just don't do that. These are not safe seats. These are not seats. It's what winning for the first time. Look, right after the elections, and I saw 17 seats. I winning for the start. Made almost to a platform so. Many omushia almost every week, determining what their problems are. And no now, I was here to me solve the challenges about 17 seats now. I was all called 10. Yeah, career registration exercise. Yeah, career exercise. Yeah, more be 50,000. It's no, the best 50 per count and 900. Particularly those who are young ministers. You won't call for omo constituencies. Which way we need city, no be a chief executive. Sit I we need that. Because only a chief executive need to know. Now or spending more sikasing we are MP no.
Yeah.
As for polling station for there. A year back, we be 1,000, we never 5,000. Me yari am free no, or my 5,000, me call MP or my 500. Me say. Within a very short time now, why Me wow, dynamics at the constituency now. When you Sunday okwa, which me winning. Now ya primaries near you.
No, or the Nisika Babe Pamwe for one.
It's out of 17, a car 3 pe. A car 3 Karaga Damango and a yo 3. All the others we lost all. Now we have a contest here too. We I say Obi Okra Mion constituency.
Abdulaziz or no.
We've never won. We came close to winning Mion in 2004. 2004. And no mistake be on our part. I am protected ballot 1945. A quarter I we always come close. A no tribal dynamics war. In 2 years we say decision be able to make take was say Sabsuguno. And once soon so no beka Cherepone Saboba Mion Yendi. We lost Yendi. I won't tell you the reason. We lost Yendi in addition to other things. Mion for Kokomba for a war hawk Yendi no affected us. 2020 we lost 49 seats. I'm telling you, out of 49 seats, 32 of them are called primaries. It is only 17 that are called primaries. Out of the 49, you lose and you lose. It is never true. There's no scientific basis. And I can mention constituencies you're stepping in. Say you also. We've never won this seat before.
Dr. Free.
Right from 1998. No, he was a national officer of the party. Only Amabuzi Amo, Korit Kwashiga, Damboche, Odwe Size, Professor Wayo saying this were his contemporaries. Amelite Gomone Nema. Yakodo Sana Western region, Yakwa, Esrohono, he is the main person or or school or hospital or hotel. He's one of the biggest cocoa farmers there or workers under him. We've never won since 1992. Now the year 2016, Yami Adom Sa Nipa now, the eye of the place now. It's where winning seats now, Maya. Now see here, 2020. Yenya adverse bibian fan ono.
Yamu bi contest na
manya obi embe contest no penyimu sa no. Enye contest no na ehu. But in some be keka fan no. Uni say Kofi free ne fa fi asen. Odi ene e wasene. Ne yiri free krobo. So ne yiri no free krobo no. Also krobo for doso. Ono no yusu omo edinya krobo for enen kran for e wo vote
to ke kan sem de fa no ho sa na
oni se me ma me mono nyabrem no mu fi
asen nyabrem
oni se me call the constituency nyabrem wo ho nyabrem e wo se hwi also constituency to such a person no yes why ye bibi nso money call contest na because no Asemba fi wa kontombra, asemba wo bibieni, asemba wo swaman, asemba wa owina. Mintume nkwa ono na me friend oh doc wo en wo fie. Mr. Wo, hwe the last election. Bibieni Anyaso constituency. Oja ho nya problem with our MP. Ontumi nkwa the demkra.
Yeah, me kai.
I have to go there with Kofi with the state channel. Ko try guy patcho butu about social media and come say patcho ni eba
o ko be sha ko ye bai
and say you to me the winning seat no afie o se obi anko contest o se nko bi o o se obi anko contest o se me nko bi o call contest. We lost the seat.
Yeah, you lose it. Okay. Well, John Boadu is by far better, very proactive, very intelligent and brave. He should contest for the chairmanship. Al Hassan or if Sunyai and Diaba. We all see Ziega. Why not ask JB how the party is resolved to be able to give these hefty sums of money to constituencies and regionals and all that? We will be so up contact and no maybe I may yamadiama or Ibo Boatin for the Niribehi and the Diaba or say John Boadu should contest. We are solidly behind him. And we'll say Mr. I say Miss John. I say Miss John. I don't understand. MS, I don't understand. Okay. I say I'm happy to see you back on the race. My name is Yakubu Medifi Bechem and Ediaba. We so I say, please, can I get his contact? His name is Brian Enoch. I say it will be by my way or the voice note and the buy messages. But quickly, met 12 messages. So by your share, you call the party. Say a time na EBT pa.
Inti mesra. Sisia omomo sisia executive. Ebia udniom din komo on air. They will not be able to acknowledge the rationale behind some of these decisions. Yeah. You are now in minority. 49 now Ulusu, NDC 4 are retaining 43.
Yes.
17 now we need, you know, and receive for 14. 57. South City is becoming the stronghold of the NDC.
Yeah.
There are constituencies how we need parliamentary, but we lose presidential.
Yeah.
Some constituencies, one share, it will go back to the NDC.
Yeah.
Oh, 88. Are you going to throw all of these into hot contests? And what will be the... Because one, NDC about power. Our MP in a constituency of a tribe A. Wafa DC of a tribe B, or I know a Muslim, I know a Christian, I know a way. For instance, to say Ascent Central, I would use that to conclude. MP is a Muslim, and I'm a boy.
Yeah.
DC almost five almost two amano. There's one person, constituency chairman, so a Muslim, and not na. One here na almost the amano. Two was uncle for me or not na. As I a Muslim, DC or MC, MP, you're not na say a Muslim.
As a mobile.
Who confer MP? MPP, who prefer candidate? Also, confer not na Muslim.
David, you don't have to.
Now, between a preko, I attach him.
I get the idea.
So, in taking a decision for Ascent Central, for instance, now, go for applier. No, be a not a Muslim. If you are minded as a party, you find a way of talking the not a Muslim out.
Okay.
Because onuko winia and your advantage.
Okay. Or say,
ask yourself. Then I have our no me and son in
nah, Lucy.
You say you lose keke. You be a nomination and a sitting members of parliament in your someone contest. Did you ask yourself?
Yes.
They didn't. Straight away, honor. I was saying, can say enjoy primaries no.
Okay.
Now call behind the scenes and deal.
I say, I tell John Boadu I'm a Wahine champion from Kintampo North, solely behind him. And I'm also to contest deputy secretary for the constituency. Okay, well, say my name is Chairman Otin. I'm for chairman. I need Mr. Boadu's number. Okay. Oh, no. Good morning, Mr. Host. I'm Echo, the Suso of Bodjasi in the Central Region. In fact, I'm impressed with Mr. John Boadu. I support his candidature as national chairman. I need his contact. Hey, it will be a per contact. Okay. Please, I need his number. I'm Prince. You are not the now. What was now? What did you contact? Na was we also Ziega. Also say Ziega. We need the thinker man, Claudia Renelli, John Boadu. Now we modie chia. Oh, Mr. Don't use the word chia. Okay. Well, say I like John Boadu the way he was handling the party when he was secretary. I need his number. Hey. Where you may message that 50 every year. I will take my time. Please, Ziega, I want him to be my mentor. Okay, away from where the flame iPhones and or do we say Abba messages near a dorsal papa bright message be Abba and then the read the better one. Please tell Mr. Boadu political arena each and every party normally do want we suit the party. He's okay. Material can I say? Okay, we also say, my good morning. Say my greatest regards to incoming national chairman, Mr. John Boadu. Now I have got to know who John is, and I'm ready to die for him. In fact, he has made my day with regards to his dynamics and strategies. From Honorable D.D. Ekunfi, your contact is needed. Thanks. Okay, so I'll take my time and read more messages now. The thank you to Chairman. Baby, I be do it dear. Ukraine. I reverse the progress of the party, and it has pushed the party into the mud.
That's so to say.
And we are not the source me. A lot of course, Ebase Abronye DC should be suspended. If like you are a regular chairman, will you move for that? And the amnesty. And Kofi and granted amnesty in Famomo, the suspended ones. Omo says Sami Crabonum, and ye now on your more on do more pija party, but Omoa, ye suspended or more and it's a now. Can you now boom mamma now? You're to apple.
Thank you, Ton. You see, sometimes no, yeah, dear. If you are open, Papa Bibre, I say. So, open Papa Bibre. As of some quiet, the Bibrinad and Chin Bibre Guma ever say. We tea, so Mammy find Sitri Bibre Gum and then and all that. Thank you, Tos, I hear in this party after elections. No. Yet, and for all aspirants and Kaunkoye. And most often, no, it is a parliamentary candidate our call election will win and I will lose. Oh, lose election, also, thank you to her. Obebo party na mane na party na yini pa ba community bi di na chi na nko thank you in order to control party no na otumi nyane no adom ase de obekeka no aka onfa obi one ne contest election primaries no embe di na chi na we kasa na we zo akasa a recipe for disaster. You understand?
But said Dr. Baumiana na requesting for that.
Change. I may that's why sometimes you can't be speaking all the time. But I say, yeah, we can say we no be trabibiki to be. When some mama kika wa hanya na yo, there be no yin obi a. But we can be big akre bi na no ne ye twa.
Producers
na ye de
producers ye be trapa.
Na ye de akoto. Me wa asema obi say o say me answer.
Go ahead.
Uhwe sibia ye beto National Council name. Said the leadership of the party ene Baumia thank you Tono at the National Council because of the way it was presented, National Council felt say one shot because it's the leadership of the party na yeno ye de Baumia kahono one shot other aspirants Beijing say leadership of the party no support to Baumia. You understand? And giving Baumia a lead start.
Yeah.
The wisdom of the National Council, no. Omuka say Sadia we invite other aspirants, no, and come. That is exactly what happened.
Oh, I see.
You understand? And people say yes, Baumia so can say Omumbe count because we later realized he was fully sponsoring the entire process.
Oh, I see.
Yes. You understand? It mean I may fully sponsor. Now me say me thank you to me party for now say M4 being count. So I'm pretty some to
count, yes.
But practically, as I saw it, and from history, 2021, you talk about 2020. You thank you to another uncle. Another so man listening to on the point to me in say. So we are call every month be in his presidency, decided say every month be one region as part of listening and thanking the people. You understand? It way was a novelty. But from what I saw in Western region, what I heard in Western North and in Ahafo. No, I'm sure the air corner one share and Papa. So I quickly say, no more be do brown Ahafo, me and Sano. To be best saying call. Nanka me call. I bombardier do the omoye or breakum no. Unfortunately, me do. Asante region me jira meetings kakra ti me ko do sunyane no na che say me to me enko to program no e wo brekum ene say the see me do sunyane omo a e wo say particularly Kennedy Pong and former vice president Baumia between omudi nkomo particularly about the narrative, no?
Yeah.
You be or follow be from Sunyane, Eba Ashanti region, Besine no narrative na asasa. Narrative no asasa entirely. But I'm said they see initially, you know, ye ba Kumasi no ye ba Ashanti region starting wa Buakwa ye ba Bantama no na afei no baby ane aircon no yanhwe yanke be west because do baby for instance at Bantama no can the students be can go for DB ebaya na omo boss am boy only students so why how kasa crowd be disrupt to ni nipa kasa because your friend can be kasa no ojira over 7 8 10 minutes
no more
volume jamai so continue for na wa me famia me mbonyo no na me yede so you can imagine what it is until the following day no that year started wa asokwa adanse asokwa ni aba be kwae men ka say dey see ni eye but timely because I can hear whispers say yes we are organize it until you can imagine if they see you know and see now Ken so took a decision I agreed with him say baby do no na tension no e kosoro do the presence no so no say okaso wo
a big creative
problem for him to accept or decide to withdraw no me did this year anopa no I did not advise him not to withdraw. I thought that it was timely and manesa nke bia nka monte asem papa going forward the way it was building up. So I think this is a lesson for all of us in taking some of these decisions.
We have to do the part 2 of this. This month, we have to do the part 2 of because questions now banu dosun, lipepo contact dosun, any idea because next thing you share NPP how you lost the elections and all that. But mama 2 minutes, mama 2 minutes. Your clients be mama 2 minutes. Pas clear.
I'll just concentrate on and when I for at some point we share Sami Crab Afoko and a Kobra Japona. At some point a Bastian committee President Kasane raised the issue and say, oh, you two are by year 2020. Kobra Japan edi moi ye campaign in the amount and I go around. And even before then back around, he called and informed me, say, this is a decision he has taken. I knew that he may have spoken, but he need to inform the party as well.
Yeah.
Because we are not what suspension suspension. No? So do a chinamo call around. I don't think it's right.
It's right. Yeah.
You understand? So after the election, that thing was raised. You raised it and you know what National Steering Committee, National Executive, can send outside. Sabi ye dream answer ye the suggestion aba and say ya dream ho yeah nke no you better answer question when it was moved say yema Kobra Japan yen lift Kobra Japan suspension I raised the point say Ghana how po tribal issues very important Kobra Japan Ashanti Sami Crab Nkreni Afoko not now. For Sami Crab, no, he was second vice chairperson. So in term of office ni wa only residual privilege biya biom or a former second vice chairman. There's no need to lift any suspension.
So
umudada. And until 2022, Obe contested as national chairman. It is again lifting suspension. We did not even lift any suspension. We need to lift suspension. Residual privilege because of the opposition. We are general secretary, national chairman. You are automatic member of the national executive and national council. Uko meetings, no. If you are under suspension, what we cause our meetings no. Until now say you left it. Just for Sami Crab put their name count. But move say Sa conform me no. Yama omwa applying famra. Say must suspend here based on XYZ. Maybe cry any more disagree, but that's what National Council said. That's what National Executive said. No one say a lifted suspension in power. Quite is possible. So I lifted suspension. No, say move on because I sense all coming party ni bio. You understand? I insisted. Complaint upon wrote a letter indicating say a suspended over a period of time.
I remember that.
Why Niema, even when he was not the general secretary or under suspension or support two constituencies during 2020 only President Akufo-Addo ekukoko around based on that Ofili say in addition to even that was serving a term so we into lifted suspension. We received this, we discussed, we went to National Executive. No, you have found National Council because National Executive suspended one appeal to National Council.
Okay.
Yeah, BBA reason so. But you must have, you see, you must have it here. And so which may I guide. You call National Executive raise here. National Executive accepted. You call National, we only inform National Council. But on the issue of Afoko, on true BBA my. Ono or appeal to National Council. Now National Council affirm the National Executive or court. My court so affirm to the extent said National Court to grass in a membership as a party person. You understand? Iti sir, as we speak now, Otroba, I'm a member of this party. I've been national chairman. Niema be Anko Yene Niema. I was suspended. If you listen my service suspension, I checked almost 10 years. Can lift it. Now my residual privilege as former national chairman mean to me exerciser. It comes before the national executive. It comes before national council.
Hey, chairman, Kofi Frimpong.
Then we discuss. Discuss here. That is how the process is. But my system say, we are something lifting a suspension. We are not nano. You understand? But go for outside there. Hey, if you want to say, oh, John Boy do class may lift suspension. No.
Okay. Chairman. Mr. Rowa, yeah, Benaso, but hemiya. Yeah, host to 1 hour 30 minutes. Now. And we care 3 hours. I said we have to do part 2. So part 2 ni me na bewo floor. Me questions. We go another. It looks like now you new question bisa question be why adwuma ni na. Enko for do pa messages wa but we be try number the amount because message obi e per number it could be that they are all delegates near. But catch just yes or no. Do you wish say the Alan Chabate Besaba? NPP the Alan Besaba?
Sisi Allah no I say ofase anti-crew process na so contest for flag bearer after super delegates conference no saying in engineer BT Uncle Bion first one sa no kind Uncle Bion now later also press conference
you know who party.
Yes, in my honest view, between in Akasa behind the scenes.
Good.
This why express because to me city no, to me a bra party him. Because pamono. On the film. I want to believe say, and I've said this over and over again say, we should go forth to say attack Kennedy. Nyahota Makro. Onu kwa de na saying the abekano krama. My view about him as a sakakra. Dr. Mwakuba no money man. Only said they have an option to leave this party. The fact say omunfi party mu na de bia no omo
like I be becoming host of the party.
Fault of the party omo bekano. Just omo that so the party no. There are people that if proper gestures are made to them. Near Tnase, ye tie Because it is not the any reason here. No. There may be other reasons beyond the purview of all of us. See, because Obi pissing in from outsider. It's irritating.
Yeah, it's true.
You understand? Because Bisa say in two patches at a Kennedy. And this is for your idea and yada. And that MPP for also your idea. No, your idea, papa.
My idea, papa.
So it is something I mean, GD say we can still look at it. The fact say, joining any other party. They love the party, I should think so. Okay. They really
love the party. Trust me, baby. Na meneno ne wie show ne wie ansa na ye de enkomo ne beba na wie ba de transfer me just give me a few minutes 7 minutes bi ne mfanya de bi on say ne Ghana wo to asase kra yetimi kobu da no tugu wesi kakra no yetimi butugu asase ho emmanso ne ade a but ne die yenya imas konfo a almost solve that problem na de amaye your estate kakraka oba gated betimi aboa ama bibia adana kwem anything na papa itia you must con on ato asase 500 years that's so your ye ma me show say chinchire so be senior there it must come for aba mo makwa
NTAC wo East Legon atna hoda dada gofo bi akokọ say the judgment am mo ene no o mo abane security for no contract
editing a mascot abaro you mascot yanko
eni am da se pa me bo abaso na eduma moye honorable so me bo abaso na me ni kamfa enchia sonko emfree Imascon Estate Ghana Limited asoye na obi biada wo hwe efidikase etie edwumadie ene obi bia nso a wo tie yemfa nchie
just a minute Mr. Mo TV4 ne Mr. Jola Kawedi Ebestramo and no more 5 minutes na yemfa enye ya dikitwe bi BBC awai ye be ye birthday kese bi the whole world yeah interest we have to do it but yanko
okay me da say eno ti said America no Imascon ye di kan achia mo na ya tia ma wie no ye mpa ebonyane say Nyankopon betum nsem said ye be ya mo beneska no motima ba Imascon Estate Ghana Limited aso ye na ensase papa ye jemu ewo boafo mu ensase papa sa wuto wi ase de menua ne kan ye no eye wo dia afebo eye bona fide property asase sa wuto wi a uno bia ni mansotwen ewo so yenkwan ensase ewo nkramantamu ana enfie ptp enie ye ton ye edi mamanfo a langade sembiata emaso da manso sembiada emaso da wo ha biara nso ema ho de biara da we kire enokwaredie ana afei nipa hundo ene nyamesuro ya Imascon Estate Ghana Limited yene amanfo ewo ye de ayi adwuma na wo de ensam a ye kan oba Kessben TV so a obahu se ye nsase no ni nyina ye pia e de ababegu onom ebu onom a ye gated community sade ye tai e show e de kirem no momra na mo ye sade ye nsase no esi etie Imascon Estate Ghana Limited ye dwuma ye je no enye sumase adwuma ane ye je Evisa Lands Commission for ama ye tumi krata ya ye de eye adwuma enu nti ebrebia ne ye ba ye tai eto challenge edema obi biada ya wa na dwene se wo pese wo kọ Lands Commission aso ye no okoye enquiries and background checks no hu se ampasa Imascon for ye adwuma na ye enamra kwan mu na Lands Commission for agi atom ye nkrata asem ye bibibiada e wo maso ye na afenso ye nsase no ye titles land ana empo ye registered lands and ye ton ana ni nyina ta no ye no kore every land title registration form one ma register ye nsase ni nyina da ye nsase a ye ton nyina da number of plots awodo abro best 10,000 plus a nyame adom na nanom hemfo wo ma agi atom edi ama yen ya ye ton no ni nyina da no ya register our land title registration wo mo nkrata mu ni nyina da Lands Commission for ama ye tumi krata ye de eye adwuma ye no edi adanse ye pefe say Imascon Estate Ghana Limited for ye nada obia ye munipa nso emfa so evise binum omudi kan tu anamon eba ya so ye ebeto ye nsase ne bi no ene ensembo no mo elbo eni die sonko ene osebo ana safe wono mo elbo de ya mi dempo ni say ye nuanom asojafo ye nuanom aprosifo mame kan say ye nuanom benom ya wonum ewo security bambo adwumanum no emu dodo na ate yenka no wonum anya gidie ene arehwemu ade achi akọ baabi a yensase ne ewo no ewo topoli akọ yensase bi ya enam ne wo ekasai wonum ahyase a womu esu omadan ewo so yenonum bi nso mo wabrotre te yenka no womu dis company send baye esa sedie owura ne si kasa no ye wo gidie ne arehwemu sa ampase mudo nyame na mudo nipa na sade mutaka se ampasa mudie munum sa atemu da ho no ntemu mu obi mfa so no sa pepepe ne agimadi enu ntemu ni sikai na ensasre mu ntwa bi emayen munya won krata asam nyina emayen ena afensu ya temo nkasa mu si adan enu nti sa na tede ya sanso diska eba ensa mu si adan emayen ampa imaskonfo enam sa ye ne yenim se de ye bia de bebu wan tan da achinte no nipa diska ne eba ye no enya de se sika no bu na faso enya de ses kan ya fadi ewa bra na sas ye ntwama no bes no kohwe ba bi ensas ne won ewa topeli won no enam ne okasai ye twa na sas no ye se dan no akaka kra bi na ye wie akaka kra bi na ye wie ama nipa no se nche wonu aba be hwe said o kan ye no eye sa pepepe an ya ye ediama no ye pese ohun se ampa no kwaridie an ye de eye adwument no yama na busuanfo no bi aba be hwe edana yesi ediama no na edano behu dan no womani age amana broso entimi mame ne papa wo hweme ya wo san atm sa wo pasase panato ewo enkramantem anko ade ampa wo chew emfone nkyire ba bi me enkobu mfaso ebisa wo no de yakoso ewo enkramantem wotimi kwato asase na final landguard esan ni e ba bekun ni e betetew ni e be hahaw enso imaskon die nyame adawro mma no kwari die mu ntino enya de sasa wo haw no ebi aba ya asase nso de biara da yensasa ye ka wasem menua ewo topoli na topoli america no ewo dowenya kwan no so baabi a Central University wo no baabi a Sagleme Affordable Housing ewo no wudi free sam ya mienu amabodin ekọ topoli baabi a imaskonfo yensasa ne ewo no de bia me catch say is just a stone throw na say ekwan nwa wusi mu asisi ano na wadu ana afesa wudru topoli wanso a eho na so pani ba ko Reverend Sam Kwanchankrɛ Bonman say Apostle General wono so ba beji asase yantam ewo ye de ne ncha wasi ayi so dan kese ewo so woni ne members etai bampai bobe ya sorry ewo ho ana afenso Kotoka International Port mpanifo wono ma me ate asese ba bia eno mo ye adwuma hono ye congested eho no mo etre ka so enu ntomo ba beji asase yantam ewo topoli ya ncha hono mo ya wono mo eba be se New Airport City ewo ho na we etre se enche biara so beto imaskon asase na wonso usiw dan na obi o company ewo so a eni ebedu brebe no na airport residential area ena wotie enu ntemenua emame nkasa mre bomodian bra na wonso beto imaskon for asase ne bi efisien sase de wo ha bia dani so landguard sembia ne so manso sembia ran so eni so de atensa me kan ebia wote kamu enu to pasa wo gie no besi ye wianam the prices na to dwa na afi ya sorry so ekọ ye numbers no eye me yansa gidi kan eye 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 ana 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 ebusia imaskon ye number si enie na one plot no tiemye eye 28,000 Ghana cedis 28,000 Ghana cedis na ya gunuemem edi amount enu nti yesi di kan fa 4,000 Ghana cedis eye titis ka 40 million beto asiem na wo di 4,000 beto asia ye do bekọ asaso nso no akohwe ni atewo de edi amount ye be ma kwansa hyase na esi udan ana wo company opese obie no bie ewo so wo di 4,000 to asia ebeka 24,000 Ghana cedis ebusia for 24,000 cedis no ye di 12 months which is 1 year ana esiwo ni spread ediama say tua ne kakra kom say 1 year ne besono na nyame edi adom na 24,000 aka no watimi atua wie afesa half plot ena wo penso a eno so yam watimoden imas konfo ye betwa ediama eno so half plot no 14,000 Ghana cedis 14,000 Ghana cedis and also yes the can for 2,000 Ghana cedis 2,000 Ghana cedis to this canon 20 million beto asiem with the 2,000 to asia do be kwasa asene so ni akwato the amount ye ma kwansa hyasiem na ye de opeso ye bia e wo so with the 2,000 to asia ebeka 12,000 minia 12,000 cedis no and also ye de bosoma akomako ensia 6 months ana ACO ne ya spread the amount say tuan kakra kom say 6 months ne enso ne na me de atom na 12,000 aka no na watimi atua yeminia anwea wasase ne so yentu enton ema yese to asase na ne wadwi no afa ya sanso atunsuo e wo honoma eno so yese fasi wudan ensuo ne nkane ade bedi dwuma nyina e wo ho ene nsase nso ani da atechem ene da ensuo engo bi poso ana be pa ya so hote se park so nti bra ne beto bi abusuamira ni nti ya office no e was Sprinters Road Community 18 Junction Sprinters Road Community 18 Junction yani Allied Filling Station wo kwan so ena edi enhwanimo yesan eben KFC baby omoton aduane no enti de open so bisa bia wo yasase no no je number si bra ye koi nanya kwan bisa na bra betobi evi se aka 9 days pe tieniye promotion sase 17 February eye 15th May ane de ba na wiye enti aka 9 days pe entwen bra ne betobi anese bia bra ne beso no ni asa pagem numbers no eniem eye 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 ana 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 Mesia ka 9 days pe na promotion akona we nti frɛ yɛn na beto asase pe no bi yɛsan wa dan ya yɛse awie ya yɛtɔn ɛkwan ɛda fam enti wo de ofra de opese obisa bia no yɛde bɛka ho imas konfo yɛdamase
yes yɛdamase pi ana happy birthday ena ye gusu no ye rade nyakopo bra ne se ebena asopa na happy birthday to Otumfo on say to the second yes kotoko hene ena that TV ne so no ye wish na happy birthday nyakopo nkare ho ma ne kese na hini enkoso nya kese o ma ne tirukwa o ma ne nyiche na nyame mo no ho ban kese emfa ma asanteman ene Ghana man nyina na ma piao and a happy birthday to Arin Afum. Yes, Arin Afum, happy birthday to you, my sister. Nyakopon ka ho, amanya kese kwape so be kese na happy birthday to Esla Otubia Latte. Otubia Latte. Happy birthday to you, beautiful woman. Happy birthday to you, pa. And a happy birthday to Brilly Nana Ama Achre Abu. Yes, really Nana Ama Achre Abu. Happy birthday to you. And a happy birthday to Ohima Esther Fodjo or Ayrepa TV. Yes, or Ayrepa TV marketing department, sales and marketing department. Happy birthday to you, my sister. And Yakopon Kahwati. And a happy birthday to Baini. We free o sister ho I friend Rahel and I see we see mom. Yeda muni na mwase yeda se jola ka ase se wa ma ye break akra bi na yetimi di awie program fam na from Ziega nsemo a ye kan ni na interview se ye ni na production ni na Mr. Sapon Apia Richard and the kuche nsem ni na edema me and I so me presented the mam mote there kwam bafi ene oba palabi so kan e the newspaper mpese mu no e the ebreye technician on board Amos Lai afi Dani Addison supporto no and afi Fifi so eka ho bi eka ho and Anansi so ka ho eboae ma bibia ekoso edema yeda Mr. John Boadu ase so no so bebe kan ye ho a yede super morning flight no machi dwumadi ne ede abram sabre de yeko nyame adom ochina ye bese hia bye bye
yeah, but you see your man with a group and yet you have to be better. I'm for money de crunchia. Ebi be kwejebio. Ebi be kwejebia dadie. Ebi be kwejebio.
This is 92.9, the radio station that other radio stations listen to.